Hi, this is Nemla Rednam. In this video, we are going to start the topic comparing quantities, which is the 7th chapter in NCERT textbook class 8. Now, here as the name suggests, we are going to be comparing the given quantities. Okay, the first way of doing it, which we have already learned, is the ratios, right? From there on, we are going to look at what you mean by a percentage and calculate, do some, problems related to percentages. That will be in 7.1. In the second exercise, which is 7.2, we are going to be dealing with discount percentage, and you have sales tax, value added tax, GST, goods and services tax. We will be dealing with these in 7.2. Going forward in 7.3, we will be dealing with compound interest, right? So here what I want to do is quickly give you a quick synopsis of 7.1 and 7.2, that is ratio, percentage, discount and the different taxes. So let me put the heading. Eighth chapter, sorry, it's the 7th chapter, comparing quantities. So you are already familiar with the ratios, right? So what do we do? If you want to find a ratio, what we are going to simply do is, we will be, when you're talking about ratio, for example, I have 5 apples and 10 oranges, right? So if they ask you what is the ratio of apples to oranges, you're going to simply say it is 5:2. You can simplify this. This is nothing but 5, you can cancel out the common factors and write it as 1:2, right? And if they ask you what is the ratio of oranges to apples, you're simply going to say 10:5, which is 2:1. It's as simple as that, okay? This is nothing but ratio. Only there is one thing that you need to remember, and be very sure that you don't miss this point, is that when you're comparing two quantities in a ratio, you need to make sure that they are in the same units. For example, I'm talking about units here, right? So for example, if I have a problem wherein they say that a boy takes 30 minutes, right, to go to his school from his home, right, by car. If he is going by a vehicle, he takes 30 minutes. And then they give you another piece of information that the boy takes 2 hours, okay, if he is to walk to his school, the same school from his house. That is, the distance here is the same, right? Only the means of transportation we have changed, and you will see that naturally you will take more time to walk when compared to going in any vehicle, right? So if this information is given to you, and if they ask you what is the ratio of the time taken by the boy to reach school by car compared to that by walk. Now here you can clearly see that the units are not the same. So first thing you will do before proceeding further is you have to convert it into same units. 2 hours is nothing but 120 minutes, right? So you are going to convert both the quantities into the same units, and then you will do the comparison. 30:120, which is nothing but 1:4, right? So you can see from this very simple question itself that the given information in the form of 2 sentences, that a boy travels 30 minutes by car and the same distance, for the same distance he takes. When you look at this 1:4, all this information is kind of, given to you in a very concise and clear fashion, where you can immediately say, okay, it is 4 times faster for the boy to go by car compared to go by walking, right? So it's kind of, that is the reason why you use ratios to compare quantities, because it gives you a sense of how much bigger or how much smaller, how much faster or how much slower one quantity is compared to the other quantity. So this is one thing that you need to remember when you are dealing with ratios. You have to have the same units, right? So that is about ratios. And then let's look at percentages. What do we mean by a percentage? As the name suggests, per 100. Cent is nothing but 100. So what we will do here is, whatever information is given to you, I am going to compare it with 100, right? Suppose I have a basket of fruits, right? If I have a basket of fruits, I have few oranges, let's say these are oranges, and I have few apples, right? Now, if I want to find what percentage, let me draw at least 10 apples, then we will have the same as the earlier, almost same, right? So, one more apple, right? So, here you can see that I have 5 oranges and 10 apples, right? Now, if they say, what is the percentage of oranges? What we are saying here is, now, total in the basket, I have 15 fruits, right? I have 15 fruits. So this 15, okay, is the same as 100. If this 15 is equivalent to 100, okay, then 5 oranges is equivalent to how much? Okay, so that will give me the ratio 5 by 15 into 100. This is how you are going to calculate the percentages. So if you want to look at it in unitary method, this is how you're going to present the sum, and you're going to multiply this number with this and then divide this number with this. This is the direction you're going to go in, right? But one thing here, so this is what you're going to do. This is the direction you're going to go in. Instead of looking at it in that fashion, one thing you can always do is, first you write down the ratios, right? 5 oranges out of total 15, right? Now, if I have 100, then what is the number of oranges? That is nothing but your percentage. That is, whatever quantity is given to you, whatever given information, whatever is known to you, I am going to remap it into into a scenario where I have a total of 100. Why do we do this? Because it is very easy to visualize when you have percentages. For example, I'll give you an example here. Let's say there is a class containing 25 students, right? And let's say 17 students are boys, rest are girls, right? Now here, if I look at the person, now you can give the information as 17 out of 25 students, 17 are boys. But when you put it in percentages, let us see, like I told you, let's look at the ratio. Boys is to total is equal to, now when I say percentage, my total is 100. What is this quantity? Clearly, this is nothing but 17 by 25 into 100, right? Which is nothing but 25 fours, right? And this will give you 68%. 68% is close to 70%. You can say that 70%, okay. 68% of the class is boys, right? And another use of, for example, further there is an information given that this is just one section of class 8 in the school. Let us say there are 3 sections, A, B, C, and the total strength of class 8, including, cumulative of all the 3 sections, let us say it is 75. Okay. If the total is 75, if this is given to you, and if they say the total boys in class 8 is 51, right? If this information is given to you, now you can look at the percentage of boys in class 8, right? How do you do that? Again, 51 by 75 into 100 is my, if you cancel in the 25 table, and you have, you will see that you're going to get the same percentage. Now here, when you look at these numbers, you might not actually realize it, that section A has the same ratio of boys to girls as the entire all sections put together. You might not realize it. When you look at the percentages, it becomes very clear. Why? Because here what we are doing is you are remapping whatever data you have into aggregate of 100. Okay, that makes that proportion also very easier to understand. 70% of 100 is definitely more easy to visualize than 17 out of 25 or 51 out of 75, right? So that is the purpose of using percentages, and it is kind of trying to standardize and generalize things in with the base of 100. So here, when you're talking about percentages, your base is 100, right? Whatever is being compared, it's important to understand base 100, because then whatever question is asked, however the question is framed, you will be able to write this equation very easily, very smoothly, and you will arrive at the correct answer, right? So this is about percentages. So this is what we have in exercise 7.1. Next, let's look at what do we have in exercise 7.2. Like I said, we will be looking at the discount, right? You're very familiar with it because whenever we go shopping these days, you always have a sale. You have some other sale. In that sense, it's even more important that you understand this concept, because otherwise, whatever deal is given to you, whatever sale is there, offered to you, you won't be able to take the maximum advantage out of it. And here there's another interesting thing they have done is, how do you approximately calculate? For example, if you have to calculate 15% of something, what they're saying is, um, see, in practical usage, you're not going to go around for shopping with a piece of paper and a pen and calculate. Or even if you want to do it on your mobile, it's not quite cool, right? What you can do is, whenever, if for example, if you have 15%, as it is mentioned in the textbook, 10% of it is very easy, right? 10% calculation is very easy. And then whatever answer you get, you take half of that. And then you add these two, you get 15%, right? You need to do things like that in order to, for example, it's 20%, again 10, double of 10. And things like that are going to make it easier for you to roughly have an estimate of what is it really that what is the discount amount, and what is more profitable for me. For example, they say buy two get one free, and then they'll say, or alternatively, you have some other offer being offered to you, which is better for you, which is more advantageous to you. You will be able to understand it if you have a rough estimate of what is being offered to you, right? So let us start with the discount. So in percentage, I told you the base is 100. That is, you're trying to understand whatever ratio you have or whatever quantities you have with the base 100 with reference to 100, right? Now here, when you're talking about discount, the discount is given on your marked price, right? Discount is on the marked price, that is whatever is the MRP that is shown on the tag, the price tag of that particular item that you want to buy. That is your base. It's important that you remember and you understand this, because this is what you're going to equate to 100, right? So for example, let us say they say there is a 25% discount. Okay, so the way to go ahead with this is, either you can write the unitary method as I said, or this is more clear and more standard. 25 by 100, that is, you have 25% discount on 100. So whatever discount is given to me, discount amount, it is given on my MP, right? So 25 is to 100, the same as the discount amount is to my marked price, right? So of these two quantities, they are going to mention one of them, right? And then you can find the other. Sometimes they might give you selling price. Now selling price is just a consequence, right? You have your marked price, and on this marked price, I'm given a discount. So you're clearly going to deduct the discount. If I deduct the discount, whatever is left is my selling price, right? So if selling price is given to you, then you can write the whatever amount is given here plus discount, and then you'll get the same. So this should be very clear to you, that whatever discount percent, that is to 100, the same as the discount amount is to my marked price. So here for discount, marked price is your base, right? So we'll be solving the sums, it will become more clear to you. So that is about discount. Now next, coming to the taxes, they have mentioned sales tax, they have mentioned GST, they have mentioned value added tax, and in these sums what they have done is, again you need to understand what is the tax on, right? So no matter what the offer is, whether there is a discount, no discount, whatever the customer is paying, what are you paying? You're paying the selling price. Whatever you are paying, you're going to be taxed for that. Are going to be taxed directly, indirectly, whichever way. So it is on your selling price. Okay. They might claim the marked price to be so and so, but that is irrelevant when it comes to tax. What is relevant to tax is your selling price, right? So here, what we are going to do is, for example, they say the sales tax or the value added tax is, again, I will take 25%. If it is 25%, then 25 to 100, what do we have here? Now, what is this 100? The 100 is the same as my selling price. The 100 is the same as my selling price. Then what is the tax amount? Okay. The only thing here you need to remember and not get confused is, usually you're going to have the final bill amount with tax included, right? So that is not your selling price. So if that amount is given to you, that is SP plus the tax. Okay, that is where it might get confusing, as in if they give you information on how much the customer has paid, that is not the selling price, that is the selling price plus the tax amount, right? So that you need to remember. For example, simply what you need to do there is, for example, instead of the selling price, what they've given to you is the amount that the customer has paid. Then you will say 25 by 125. What did I pay? 100 is my selling price and 25 is my tax on it. So I have paid 125. Then you will say whatever is the amount paid here. Okay. And then you can calculate, if you want, the actual tax amount of it, and so on. So basically what you need to do is, you need to understand this ratio, what is the tax or the discount is on, and then you write this equation. If you get it right, then the calculations that proceed are going to be very simple. And in order to get it right, you need to read the question carefully and you need to understand what is being said. If they're saying the total amount paid, it includes the tax. If they're saying the cost is so much, then they're talking only about the selling price. That is for their tax sums. And for discount sums, similarly, you need to read the question clearly. What is the information given? Did they give the marked price or the selling price, discount amount, discount percentage? And from there, if you proceed, you will be able to get the answers. And another thing, like I said, estimation. This is very important, and for practical purposes, the most important section in this chapter is this how to find an approximate value estimation without any actual calculations, right? For example, like I said, 15%, you do 10% first and then half of that, and then add these two. You will get an approximate estimate of what you're dealing with, what are the amounts that you're dealing with. So that is about 7.1 and 7.2. In the coming video, I will be solving all the sums, all the the exercise sums, as well as the sums given in try these and think, discuss and write part. And after we complete that, we will go into the compound interest. Okay.